are back for encounter number 4 of Kobold Hall, and this one is entitled The Big Boss. Yes, so let's go ahead and take a look around and see what's going on here. Looks like we got some sort of large boulder at the top of this area here, and from our areas, for what we can see in here, this is a going to be a rolling boulder trap. So we'll see how that all plays out. Basically in the area here we have a central room with these walls in the center. Let me scoot the map down so we can kind of look at it a little bit better. It has got this central walls here in the center. The chamber is 20 feet tall, and there's 10-foot walls that are going around. I have marked in kind of the grayish area here, and you can kind of see the two creatures in there that we don't know of yet. But those are 10 feet tall. The ceiling is 20 feet tall, and there's some things that go on there. The platform, like it says, no railings, 10 feet raised platform, 15 DC athletics check to climb onto the platform. Should be pretty easy. We'll see. We'll see. You say that now. But anyway, looks like we got some interesting things that are going to be going on in this encounter, including this rolling boulder. We'll have to see how that all plays out, what it's actually going to do. So, with nothing else further to do, unless I'm missing anything, I think I could just get right into this. What we will do is, here again, we'll see if we have a surprise round going on with the heroes being stealthy as the kobolds. It looks like we got a cobalt worm priest, a couple cobalt dragon shields, a couple slingers, and a spire top drake. So let's go ahead and just roll some perceptions and see what we got here. Starting off with Andor. Give him his +10, and we're going to add them all up and do a percentage against everything. That would be 18. Going on to Harbeck next with a +1. That would be 12. And then we're going to go on with a +2 to Mira. Ooh, 5. Ooh, ouch. And then Perrin with his +0. I think Perrin rolled the best out of all of them. Oh, he tied with Andor. That's too funny. All right, so let's go ahead and do our 18 +12 plus Mira 5 and plus another 18 gives us 53 divided by 4. Got about an average of 13 perception. That is not going to be enough to give us any sort of a passive or a surprise round against their passive perception. Obviously, the Worm Priest is going to be aware of it, and his Spire Drake is going to, or Spire Top Drake is going to be aware of it also. So, with that, I am going to say no surprise round for our heroes here. They're just going to have to kind of jump into it, and let's roll some initiative. Where'd you go? There we go. Roll it up. Okay, top of the order, Spire Top Drake. Oh man, I hate to see Andor so far down there. Our heroes have rolled some pretty bad initiative on this round. Oh, that's harsh. All right, well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Starting off with the Spire Top Drake. Let's go ahead and get down there. I think there was something else that was supposed to happen in this round with that rolling boulder. I think it was supposed to go, and then it goes on its initiative turn. Let's look it up. Let's find out. Just want to make sure. Okay. It says, all right. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, it's here somewhere. I know I seen it. Let's see. Boulder trap. When the PCs enter, the chieftain activates the. Okay, since we are. Chieftain is not surprised. Chieftain activates the boulder and hides in his lair. Meanwhile, Kobolds pour forth to attack. Let me look on tactics here. So I am going to give the boulder here kind of its own starting spot. I mean, he activates it, but then it should just go on its own turn. Full stats for the shadow given. It starts at the point marked on the map following the path. And it says the boulder rolls over everything in the path. As soon as the encounter begins, the trap rolls initiative. Okay, so it's going to go on its initiative turn. So it's been activated by the War Priest. So it will start rolling on its turn. We'll leave it at that. Down to Spiretop Drake. We are going to see, it's flying. They are unaware of it at the moment. Maybe, what can it do here? It can fly up to 8 squares and makes a melee basic attack at any point during that movement. Does not provoke any opportunity attacks. So it's got a fly of 8. So let's get it closer. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get it right up there. Let's have it fly up to the top here. Heroes might be able to see it at that point. I'm going to unhide him so that you can kind of see it there. They can kind of see. I think they would be able to see at this point, watching what's going on. Next, we'll leave it at that. I don't think he can do his flyby attack. Let's have him ready that action. I'm going to add that on here. Ready. Fly. In fact, the Spiretop Drake flies up to 8 squares and makes 1 melee big. It's a standard action to, I guess, to fly and to do that. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to ready the flyby attack. And it will end on the source's next turn. The source is going to be the Drake, and the target is the Drake, and it is beneficial. So add it on there. All right, and I'll put it over here. He's got a ready to action. Raw. Okay, and that we'll leave it at that, and then we'll go on to the Dragon Shield here. So I got to keep that in mind. We have a ready to action. And we'll see what the Dragon Kobold does here. Number 2. All right. Let's have him. What does it say they do? I think they're holding their spots until anybody comes in. Since they rolled such high initiative, they get a chance to go, but then they're not really going. So let's have him just ready a dirty tactics attack. So let's do that with number 2 also. Ready. Dirty tactics. And that will be on his turn, and his turn is beneficial. It'll go away on the end of his next turn. Okay, and then let's move on from there. The Cobalt Worm Priest. Let's have him ready an energy orb. Man, they're getting too many things readied here. I'll put on number 1 here. He's not seen yet. And one's going to get to go too. Might as well just go ahead and put some RAs on all of them, because they are going to have readied actions. So, Worm Priest, he's going to ready an energy orb at the first person he can see. Oops. Energy orb. And it's going to be beneficial. And there we go on his turn. Okay. Leave it there. Then Harbrek gets to go. All right. You know, I wonder, this Drake, let's see what, doesn't have any skills at all. So it is hiding. It's going to be a stealth skill. Oh, what was it? All right, so if it is doing stealth, that's going to be its dexterity at +4. So a passive would be a 14. So let's see if Harbrek can notice on his turn here. First of all, this is a free action with his perception of, looks like he's got +3 on perception. And let's roll it, see what happens. Nope, he's not going to see it. So with that, I mean, he's going to notice minimum this markings on the floor and knows something's up with that. Yeah, what should we have him do? I mean, he could throw a dagger, but he didn't notice it up there. So what I'll have him do is move up to his 5. I'm going to have him go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he's going to get into here, and he's going to notice that boulder up there. He's definitely going to be able to see that. So I think I'm going to have him go there. And then to stay kind of have this path. He's going to see that boulder up there on that platform and be like, guys, I think we got a trap. Got another trap. We've been dealing with traps all this time. And then the Spire Top Drake, its action of the flyby attack is going to go off. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll do his attack there. 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think I'll put it right back there again on top. And while he's here, he'll do his melee basic attack, which is a bite. It's going to be a +6 versus Harbrek's AC. Let's find out what happens. 17 + 6 is 23, which is enough to hit Harbrek. All right, 1d6 + 4. 8 damage right off the back on Harbrek. Eek. This is not good. Damage onto him already, down to 29, and then it'll come back, do his flyback, and get over to here. The Chieftain's going to see its Spire Drake going through and making the noises. Let's go ahead and take the Spire Drake's readied action is off now. It is done. It's readied action's turn. At that point, does... Oh, this could be bad. Does the Chieftain have line of sight on Harbrek? It would be the next question. I think I see 2 corners that are there. You know what? Let's see. Let's do some rolls. Perception wise. Let's take a look here. Okay, perception. It's wisdom. It's going to be +3. Oh my! First 20 of the session. That is, he's going to notice. All right, that's going to go off. His rated action is going to go off. Let's go ahead and remove that one. He's going to energy orb at Harbrick. He's going to see him. So let's take his rated action off. And let's make him visible. Harbrick's going to know he's there now. Yeah, energy orb coming Harbrick's way. Oh, gosh. All right. This is going to be +6 versus reflex. Oh, my gosh. 2 20s in a row. Woo. This could be bad. That's going to be a critical hit, so that's automatically a hit. Oh, that is going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 energy damage on to Harbrick. Ah, not good. Not good at all. Okay. Let's see here. There's got to be some other things that we can do. There's got to be something. All right. Mr. Perrin has got to be able to see this stuff going on and noticing that that hit. Okay, Harbrick, I don't think has anything he can do against that. Enemy adjacent, nope. Winner you marked, nope. He does not have any triggered actions besides combat challenge and combat superiority. You regain hit points after spending heat. Nope, he's got nothing there. Let's look at Perrin. Perrin has an enemy scores on his Armor of Bahamut. An enemy scores a critical hit against you or an ally within 5 squares of you. The critical hit becomes a normal hit. You can only use 1 channel divinity power per encounter. All right, so that energy orb. Oh, it's nasty. 16 damage, acid damage nonetheless, which would do quite a bit to him. So let's have Perrin go ahead and do that, and change that into just a standard hit. Perrin's going to be using his Armor of Bahamut. It's going to take that one away. And let's go ahead and roll some damage from the Worm Priest. 2d6 +4. Could be better, hopefully. We'll see. Ooh, not too bad. Okay, that's only 10. That's better than 16. 6 less. So, Harbrick, here we go again. 10 damage. Oof. Instantly down to 19. Okay, and with that, all right, his rated action goes off. The rated actions of the dragon shields don't have anything else they can do because they don't have anybody in melee with them. They did not have any ranged. Nope, they are melee. So with that, with Harbrick, he still has, he's still got a standard. I think at this point he's going to need to spend a healing surge. Gosh, do we have him second wind already? Probably. Let's see here. Uses second winds as a minor. Okay, so he still has standard because he can use Dwarven Resilience. Gosh, that might be good to do right now. Let's see. Use your second wind. Okay, he uses Armor of Bahamut. He used his Channel Divinity power. I'm kind of stuck here with all this. Harbrek. Yeah, let's have him second wind. Let's have him use his Dwarven Resilience. And mark that off. And he can use, as a minor action, use his second wind power. So that is going to give him a 9 healing. Kind of take all that off, and then we'll take 1 surge off. He's down to 8. He still has a standard. You know what? Maybe I'll just have him throw a dagger at that worm priest. He did not like that at all. Let's go ahead and try that as a standard action, unless there's anything else he can do. He did use his move. He's not in there yet, so I could have him move again to kind of get out of the way of that. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Have him get out of the way of that energy orb. That did not feel too well. Let's leave it at that. So he's taking his allotment of actions. Let's go on to the next one, which is Dragon Shield number 1, which he is going to ready his Dirty Tactics. And that beneficial that will end on his turn. Okay, leave it there. Cobalt Slinger number 1. Let's go ahead and have him get up there. So have him move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get up to the top there. He's going to be visible now. And let's have him, no one he can really see because Harbrek is down the other way. So he is going to ready an action to attack with a special shot. The first person he sees come out. Okay. And then we'll move on to number 2. He is going to do the same thing. But of course, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then he's probably going to see Andor over there. I'll have him end his movement right there. He'll be visible, and he'll do a special shot on Harbrek right there. I mean, he's not going to see Andor. He's going to see Harbrek. So let's have him do his special shot onto Harbrek at that point. That will be a +8 versus AC range 21 creature. Oof. These guys are nasty. Ooh, that's a 1. That is a miss. Okay, so he's used up 1 of his special shots. Good, good, good. He still does up a minor. I guess he can use it minor. And let's have him shift back 1. And then his turn will be done. Next on to Andor. Andor sees the direction that Harbrek goes, so I think we'll have him move his 6 speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that point, he'll get the readied action from the other slinger, who readied his shot. And he's going to do his special shot against Andor at that point. This could be bad, especially if he gets the immobilizing clue. +8 versus AC. Here we go. 10, 18. Is that a hit? It just hits him. All right. Now, he does have a special ability to where he can change that attack. That is, if you're hit by an attack, the attacker must re-roll the attack and use the second roll. Well, we're not going to use that yet. I don't want to use that yet. let's take his ready to action off. And let's go down to slinger number 1, and let's take his ready to action off. Back to Andor. Okay, so the slinger hit. Let's find out with the 1d6 what kind of special shot that's going to be. Don't be immobilized. Okay, good. Stink pot number 1. Okay, so it takes 1d6 plus 5, and then he's going to get stink potted. So here's the damage. Oof. 9 damage on Andor. Golly, we're getting hit hard here. And stink pot, the target takes a -2 penalty, save ends. So Andor, to attack rolls. So we need to add thing on here. -2 to attack. And this is going to be save ends. Put that on there. Oh, that's not good. All right, moving on. Andor still has another turn. He did get that. He's had that happen before. But the save ends will be at the end of his turn, which is coming up right pretty here soon. So I think I'll have him go, now that he can still keep moving, have him move another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and get around this way here. Kind of to hold off the wall there. And then he still has a minor action. You could shift up to his speed. No, I guess that's a move action. His minor action, you have combat advantages to the next creature you attack. Now, we're not using that one yet. Repulsion armor. Nope, nothing else we need. Moving on. Mr. Perrin next. I think Perrin will probably be a little bit more cautious now, seeing things coming out at them as both Harbrick and Andor go running out into this chamber and immediately get, attacked, seeing various things coming out there. Him having to use his armor Bahamut power to save Harbrick from a critical hit. So I think what I'll have him do is move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think we'll have him, well, who should we go after? I think we'll have him go after that Worm Priest. Yeah, because he can really hurt things up with all that. Let's have Perrin shoot off. What do we want him to do? Let's have him... do we have Lance of Faith, ranged 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's within 5. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's within 4. I mean, he could hit also the slinger too. What do we want to do? But then he could give Mira. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's just have him do the Lance of Faith. He's going to do a Lance of Faith against the Worm Priest. And so let's do the +5 versus Reflex. Ooh, almost critical. Almost critical. Nice. That's going to definitely be a hit of 24 against Reflex, which the Reflex of the Worm Priest is at 15. That's a hit. It's going to be 1d8 plus 4 radiant damage, and the ally you can see +2 to their next attack roll against that target. So we're going to give the let's roll some damage first. Ah, low damage. 6 on the Worm Priest. That knocks him down to 30 hit points. And then Perrin is going to give that +2 bonus to Mira. So, versus Worm Priest. So let's go ahead and mark that on there because Mira's turn's coming up. +2. Versus KW1. And it will be the end of Source's Perrin, end of the target's next turn. I think that's how it goes. +2 bonus to his or next attack roll against the target. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead and put attack bonus versus Kobold Worm Priest 1. There we go. Okay. Moving on from there. All right. So, Perrin is going to, let's see here. Okay, so he still has, okay, he used his move, and he used his standard. He does have a minor left. Let's see. Close burst 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, he's within 4. Harbrick's within 4, so he could actually give him another heal if he needed to. Gosh, but Harbrick's, he is down to how many he's got there? He's got 8. Do we want to use that right now? I mean, they really kind of messed up without that surprise round, but, you know, it's just the way the dice rolls sometime. Can spend a healing surge and regain 1d6 additional hit points, plus all the other bonuses. You know, let's wait and see. I'm going to have Perrin at this point. He used his move. He's only got a minor left. He's used his Armor of Bahamut. Can spend a healing surge and regain +8 hit points. He doesn't really want to use that daily yet. He doesn't want to use Bless yet. Knack for success. Makes a saving throw. No, because I don't think Harbrick has anything on there. It's Andor that needs to make that save. Oh, I forgot to make that save on Andor's turn. Let's make that real quick. With Andor 2, you gain a +5 racial bonus to saving throws against fear. That's not fear, it's a stink pot. So nothing else there. Let's just roll a standard d20 and see if he saves. He does. All right, so let's go ahead and take that off. He did save, so he no longer has this -1. So, gosh, you know, I think what we want to do, I think we're going to have Perrin at this point. He's just going to stay right there. And then we're going to go on the Mira's turn. She's got a 6 movement. I'm going to have her come out here. That's 5 movement. And actually, I could have her go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. And she should have 2 squares lined up. Yep, she can see that Worm Priest. But you know what she can do? She can do a Scorching Burst. A burst, area burst 1 within 10, each creature within it against the reflex. I think I kind of like that better. Hit 2 or more creatures, you get that +2 bonus to damage rolls. So I think we will lay out her Fire Scorching Burst. Let me bring it out here. this is what it's going to look like, and have them put it like right there. I'll go ahead and make these guys visible at this point. And we are going to do that. All right, the mirror moves out. Go ahead and take this off because she's going to be using that attack bonus on there, which is the +2 from Perrin from his Lance of Face. Yep. So she gets a +2 to all these attack rolls. So with her Scorching Burst, it's going to be +8 versus Reflex. So let's try it on the Worm Priest first. That is 18 against the Worm Priest's 15. That's a hit. I'm going to roll it again. This one will be against the Dragon Shield #1 of Reflex 13. Ooh, right off that 19. Still a hit, 22. One more time against #2. And that's a hit too. All three of them got hit. Let's roll some damage. It's going to be a 1d6 +5 +2, so 1d6 +7. Not bad. Oh, almost max. 12 damage on each. So, Worm Priest takes 12. That's a good hit, by the way. Ooh, instantly bloodied the Worm Priest. #1 takes the 12 damage down to 24. #2, Dragon Shield #2 takes the 12 damage down to 24. Nice hit. Good teamwork there. All right, she's still got a minor action. Nothing else really she can do with a minor. So we will move on from there. Next thing is the Boulder's turn. I think the guys, everybody would kind of figure out from the ground and everything and what Harbreck had said when he first came out there that yes, there is this boulder trap in there and it is going to go off and it's going to move at speed 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over to here. Now the boulder, I don't think it's 10 feet tall, but it's pretty, actually, yeah, I think it would be. It'd be up the top there. So it's kind of giving Perrin and Mira a little bit of cover from that slinger at the moment. That's a good move. And they notice which direction it goes. I'm sure when the boulder came smashing down to the ground here, it made a big old thud and a sound. Rubbled the whole room and everything because it is a large boulder. Probably, I'm considering it 10 foot by 10 foot round. And we'll go from there. With that being said, the boulder's taking its turn. It did not, as soon as it encounter starts to trap, the boulder rolls over anything in its path. It has not rolled over anything yet. All right, on to the next turn. Spire Drake. I think it's probably going to go around. I think it's going to go fly and it's going to come down at Andor this time. It doesn't have any readied actions. Andor doesn't have anything going on with them. We just have readied actions of the Dragon Shields coming up, which there's nothing else going on there. So let's have it fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's going to fly down, hit Andor, then fly back up to this spot here, more towards the ceiling. So it's out of range of any sort of melee attacks from Harbreck Andor. So let's do that flyby attack again. It makes a melee basic against him. Just going to do +6 versus AC. Number 11 is 17. Is that a hit on Andor? It is a miss. He misses him as he flies by. Andor kind of being prepared and now in combat mode. Knows what's going on around here. There is no more minors or anything I can do, so that's its turn. Dragon Shield number 2. I think it's going to keep its ready to action. know, maybe I'll have it come down. Number 2, have it do a move action, then keep it standard, ready to action with a dirty tactics attack. So have it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down to that point. And hold its ground right there, just in case anybody comes around to attack it, to kind of block it from coming up on the platform, getting to the Worm Priest. Because the dragon shields are supposed to be more of a protection against the Worm Priest there, I guess. They're kind of like a guard or something when they call it. So, with that, let's go ahead and move on from there. Alright, on to the Worm Priest. Let's see. He's bloodied. He's gotten hit pretty hard from these two. Gosh, he doesn't have anything he does Dragon Breath with. He doesn't really want to get down there. Because he's got range within 10 that he can actually shoot that. Shoot that energy orb, and that's pretty nasty of 2d6 plus 4. Yep. He's got his Staff of the War Mage where he can increase it, but we've got to wait till they get into melee. So he's just going to get energy orb. So I'm going to have him move down to the edge here, move down 3 squares. And I think he is going to shoot off, because he can't really see Mirror right now, but he can see Perrin, who hit him. So let's have him do his energy orb against Perrin at this point. So that's going to be a +6 versus reflex. Let's see if he can get him. Oh, this is 2 criticals in a row from this frickin' Worm Priest. Holy mackerel. God, other direction. Oh, that's going to hurt Perrin big time. I don't think there's anything else he can do with that, because he did use his Armor of Bahamut, which is you or an ally within 5 squares of you, for Harbrick. And now he just takes it back to him. So, with that critical energy hit, that's going to be 16 acid damage on Perrin. Instantly going to probably be bloodied. Yep, he is down to 15 hit points with that hit. Oh, that is a nasty one. 5, 6, he's only 7 squares away too, so that's, range 10. Oh, that's a nasty hit. Nothing really else he can do with the minor. Close burst 10. That's only for his allies. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Harsh hit onto Perrin with that energy orb. 2 in a row. And this Worm Priest is just focused in. They just got to get over there. They got to get over there and start taking these things down. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. On to Harbrick. Okay. I don't know if this door is locked or not. Let me take a look and see. Alright, looking this up, it looks like the door to the central room has 20 hit points. Bashing it down requires a DC 16 strength check. So, Harbrick could go over and he could do a strength check against the door. So I'm going to consider it's locked. So he's not trained in thievery, so it's going to take, Andor or something to get that open, to get up in there. So the question is, do we want him to go that way, or do we want him to go back the opposite side? Because they know this boulder is going to be in the path here, and they don't want to get stuck in there. immobilized by any of these stink pots, but they gotta get up in there. What to do? It would be nice for Mira and Perrin to be able to get up in the center of there and then do ranged attacks against the Worm Priest and the Dragon Shields as Andor and Harbrick get in there. But let's go ahead and I'm going to try this. Let's have Harbrick do 1, 2, 3 to that point there, and then have him. Don't want him to really use his. I guess he's got his at will, but he's got to be adjacent to an enemy with that one. His pass forward. Each enemy within 5 squares you can see is marked. I think he's going to go ahead and try to do the strength check to break open this door. So he doesn't have any really bonuses to that. It's not an attack of opportunity, so it's going to be a straight 1d20 plus 3 to see if he can get that 16 to bash the door open. Not enough. 2 away. That's not going to be enough to help anything, and I don't think Perrin has anything to increase that. Nope, it's pretty much, it's just done. I mean, he tries to bash the door down to get in there, but now he's kind of in sight of the slinger too. At least the boulder is going the other way. He still has a minor. He's at 28 hit points. I think he's okay at this point. He just wants to kind of get that door open to get a spot. So that was a move, and that check was a standard. So nothing else he really can do. He's already used his Dwarven Resilience. So we'll move on from Harbrick. Dragon Shield number 1. Let's have him come down to here and keep his readied dirty tactics just in case anybody comes up the stairs or anything. Kind of give a little bit of cover. Yeah, they could still see him and everything, but keep his readied action there. Slinger number 1. You can't see Perrin and Mira, nor can he see Andor, so he's going to just have to attack with his special shot against Harbrick. Let's go ahead and roll it. Let's do his special shot against Harbrick. It's going to be plus 8 versus his AC. Ooh, man, these guys are high. Ooh, is that a hit? 15? I don't think is a hit. Harbrick's got 19 damage. He misses him, and he wastes another special shot. Well, I guess did he try to do one? I think he did. He tried to do one earlier. So now he is down to 1 special shot after that, since they only get 3 per encounter. And number 2 also did a special shot too. That's right. He had a readied action is what it was. He had the what was it? Number 1 had the readied action for to use a special shot for when he attacked. So okay, so we have Slinger number 1 tried with his special shot. He missed. He is down to 1 left, and let's go ahead and what does he want to do? I don't think he really wants to move. That's a really good spot he has there. He notices the dwarf trying to bash the door down, so he's trying to keep him from doing that. You know, maybe he could hit him with a fire pot or something, or the glue pot, but he's only got 1 left. And let's move on from there. That's all he can do. I mean, he could shift 1, but I think he's at a good spot there. Let's move on to Slinger number 2. I think he's going to move up to here, and he's going to try to keep the dwarf from doing that also. So he's going to special shot at him with his second one. Plus 8 versus his AC. Let's see what happens. 11. Oh, 19 just hit him. Did it hit him? Yes, hit him by 1. All right, let's do the 1d6 plus 5. Ooh, low damage, so 7 damage on Harbrick. Ugh. Getting hit again here. Down to 21 for Harbrick, and let's roll that d6 to find out what type of pot was used. Oh boy. Number 3, fire pot. Okay. So the target takes ongoing 2 fire damage. Save ends. So let's go ahead and mark that. Harbrick. Ongoing 2 fire damage. And it's going to be a save ends. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, so ongoing damage. I got to refresh my mind about this. Do I not have it marked? Let me look it up real quick. Ongoing damage. Because I know the save happens at the end of the turn, but I think it's you take the damage at the beginning of your turn. Start of the creature's turn. When a creature is subject to ongoing damage, it does not take the damage right away. Instead, the creature takes the specified damage at the start of its turn until ongoing damage ends. Okay, for instance, okay, so it's a save. Yep, so it will be on the beginning of his next turn. He'll take the 2 ongoing fire damage. Did I put that on there? 2, yeah, ongoing 2 fire damage. That little stinker. And then, but he'll get to save at the end of his turn, so at least he's going to take 2. With that, nothing else the Cobalt Slinger number 2 can do. We'll move on from there. It's now Andor's turn. Gosh, he really, really would love to hit that. I mean, he could do a Sly Flourish ranged attack against that stinking that Drake right now. So, you know, is there something he can do to immobilize it? Maybe to keep it from, you know, flying around and just smacking him all the time. Let's see here. Because he's got his ranged attacks that he can throw his daggers at it. So he can slide the target down closer. His Death Strike, he gets to move 2 squares, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and have him do a Sly Flourish ranged attack with one of his daggers against it right there, and then we'll decide what he wants to do after that. All right, so +9 versus AC. Oh man, rolled right off that 1. Man, our heroes are having a hard time. It's the monsters that are rolling really, really good. Still a 16 versus AC of the Spire Drakes. AC is 16. It's a hit. And even with a roll of 7. Woo! You see the dice, it rolled like right off that 1 too. That was very, very nice. Okay, so Sly Flourish doesn't have sneak attack damage. It's not a critical hit. It's just going to be a straight 1d4 plus 7. Not bad damage. Oh, minimum damage of 8. At least it's something. It's something on that Spire Top Drake. Give it 8 damage here. Down to 21. Oh, man, this is definitely going to be a little bit harder. With that being said, he hasn't moved it yet, but he could shift up to his speed. gosh, that's Spire Top Drake is just a pain. I really don't want him to come out from behind that wall and be open for an attack from that critical smashing Worm Priest. 2 criticals in a row. Gosh, but you know, it just, he's got to do something. Oh, I know what he can do. That was his standard action. I gotta remember these guys still have action points too, but I'm trying to save it for later. Because he could climb this wall. He could. Oh my gosh, he could climb it and then do a bull rush or something. A DC 10 athletics to climb the wall. He's got +7 for his athletics. But what does athletics take? What type of a action does that take to do that? Climb is a move action. We're doing it. He's going to climb that wall. Let's have him climb with his athletics for his move action onto the top there, because then we can get him inside here. Maybe he could go down and unlock the doors to open it up that way. So, good thinking, Andor. Let's do it. +7 versus DC 10 to climb that wall. Oh, man. It just rolled off that 2, which would have been a failure. Well, guess what? He climbs the wall. I'm going to put him right up top there. He is in sight now of that Worm Priest, but at least he can now do some more stuff. He still does have a minor, which he doesn't have anything that can shift him because he used his move action. I mean, he had the move action, he can shift up to his speed, but he needed the move action to get up top there. Let's go ahead and just leave the minor at that. Andor is still at 21 hit points. I mean, he's taken some pretty big hits, but I don't want him to get anything yet. So next one, let's go ahead and move on from there. He's up on top of the wall. We can move from there. Perrin, oh man, he needs to get some healing. He's got to do some healing on himself, but I think he needs to be in range of somebody else too. I mean, Harbrecht's taken some pretty big hits, so he doesn't have anything. He can do anything. I mean, he just needs to heal himself first. I mean, he's down to 15 hit points. He could be taken out here. So let's have him move over 5. 1, 2, 3. We'll get him over here for 3. I need to have him do a healing word on himself at this point. He's got nothing else he can attack. I mean, he could attack it and give... I guess he could attack the door. But I think with Andor being up there, they're okay. He's still out of sight now from the boulder. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a healing word on himself. Use his first healing word. Encounter power. The target can spend a healing surge and regain an extra 1d6 plus 4 in addition to that. So his healing surge is 7. So 7 plus 4 is 11. So 1d6 plus 11. That's a pretty good heal. Minimum roll. 12 healing though. We'll go ahead and do that. On to Perrin. He's up to 27, no longer bloodied. He does lose another healing surge. He's down to 7. And he still, that was his minor. He used his move. He still has a standard. What can we do with that? I guess he could use his grasping shards, but I think I want to save that for later. He could Oh, he can't really see. He can't see Andor at this point. I guess if he was over here, he could. So we could have moved him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll say he goes there for his 5 speed. And this way he can see Andor. So what he's going to do then, he's going to Lance of Faith at the Spire Drake. And then, or should he do it against the Stinkpot guy? Because then he could give Andor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because with the Lance of Faith, he has to be within. Oh no, you just got to be able to see the target. And an ally you can see, so he can see Andor from there. So yeah, let's do that. He'll do his Lance of Faiths against the Slinger number 2. Let's do +5 versus Reflex. Hopefully he hits. Come on, big rolls. Oh, rolled right off that 20. 15 against the Slinger is still a hit. So let's roll some damage first. 1d8 +4. Minimum damage. Oh, this is killing me. All right, Slinger number 2. Minimum damage of 5. Really? Wow. And then he's going to give a +2 to Andor. What did they call this? Hold on 1 second. +2 bonus. Okay, so we're going to call this, add this, +2 attack versus Kobold Slinger 2 is beneficial. Source was parent. The target is there. Skip to the end of the target's next turn. There we go. All right. Let me make sure on number 2 didn't have any things going on with him. Not too bad there, Perrin. Hooked up Andor a little bit. Let's see what gives from there. Used all his actions. Used his minor for the healing word. He moved, and then he also did his Lance of Faith. Not too bad. Mira's next. She's now in range, so we need to get her out of there. So let's have her go 1, 2, 3, 4 over to there. And then, you know what? I think they're 10 feet up, and that bird is probably, that Drake is probably up there too. I think she could lay down another scorching burst. And hit them both at that point, because it's also it's a cube. It's pretty much, it's going to hit every direction, pretty much 15 feet in each direction. So let's prop that out there again, and I think I'll have her put it right there, so she can hit both of them with that scorching burst. Hopefully. Let's do that. And then she's got cover from the boulder and from the walls against these other guys here. So, Mira, let's do her Scorching Burst. +6 versus 4-2. No, +6 versus Reflex. Let's go against the Drake first. That's a hit. The Drake's was 14 on the Reflex. Let's roll it again against the Slinger number 2. 9, 15 versus Slinger is a 14. I mean, a 15 hits the 14. Nice. Both of them are going to take 1d6 +5 fire damage. And so it's going to be 1d6 +7 because you hit 2 or more creatures. So, because of her destructive wizardry, 1d6 +7. Not too bad. Low rolls. All right, 2 on the Spire Drake. Or sorry, 10 on the Spire Drake. 10 damage there. Oh, it's bloodied. Yes. And 10 damage on the Slinger. It's bloodied. Ooh, we're getting somewhere here. Finally. All right, we'll take that zone off. Nice job, Mira. She does have a minor action still. Nothing left to do. Moving on. All right, rolling boulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, all the way down to the corner. Blocking entrance to the other spot. It doesn't. It's still. I guess that Worm Priest could move out and still kind of see Mira around there if it got to its back to its original spot. Moving on. Spire Drake. All right, he's got some choices here. I mean, he's got all 4 allies. So I'm going to call Andor number 1, Harbrick number 2, Mira number 3, and Perrin number 4. We're going to roll a d4 and see who the Spire Drake is going after. 4. He's going after Perrin. All right, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think, yeah, let's try that again. Who's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll have him go back up over there. Actually, I could have him to the top, but I'll just leave him right there. And he'll do his flyby attack against Perrin. So, makes a basic +6 versus AC. That is a 17 against Perrin's 17. Just hitting. Wow. 1d6 +4. I don't think there's anything he can do with that. Because he already used his one there. Spent the healing surge. Nope, everything else is healed because his triggered actions. The only one he has left is a daily. That's an attack thing. All right. Oof. Did he just roll max damage? He did. Spire Drake. That thing is nasty. All right. 10 damage on Perrin. Wow. Almost bloodied again. Almost. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. It's two hit points away from being bloodied. Well, I guess that's why they call this the big boss. We'll figure it out from there. That's his turn. No minors. Dragon Shield number 2. Same thing. Gonna hold his ground. All right. The Bloodied Worm Priest. Yep, he's got to go up. He's got to get back up there. Unless he wants to focus at Andor. Okay, so I'm going to do odds and even here on a d6. Andor's going to be odds. Mira, he's going to move and attack her on evens. Here we go. Odds, it's Andor. All right, guess what's coming? Energy Orb. +6 versus Reflex. And hopefully he misses. Ooh, he may have just missed. I think Andor was like prepared for it, understanding that he's up there now and this thing's been shooting off some pretty hefty damage. Nothing really else he has there. Not an opportunity attack. That's a miss. He does have a move action still. I don't think he's going to move yet. Anything. He's going to stay right there. He likes his spot. We'll leave it at that. Harbrick is taking ongoing damage. Harbrick takes 2 fire damage. Boom. Ooh, save ends. He really, really, really needs to get that door open. Should I try that again? Does he want to bash it? Or what does he want to do? He's down to 19 hit points too. He's got to get that door open. Let's do it again. Let's do his strength check against a DC 16. So 20 +3. Come on, big roll. Big roll. That's going to just barely do it. The door is open. Yes. All right. And he's going to move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, he's too close to those guys. I think he's got the door open there. What does he want to do? I mean, he wants to get up there and help out, but you know, that stinking Spire Drake. Let's have him just go 1, 2, 3. And he's going to stay down from the wall on the stairs so that he's not in any sort of direction the way they can hit him with a ranged attack. Even though the Stink Potters can do their thing, which they're coming up next. Is there anything else he could do? He's not anywhere for his spinning strike. He's got to wait till his next turn. All right. Let's go ahead and leave him right there in minor action. He's already used his second win. We're moving on. Dragon Shield number 1. Moving on from there. Slinger number 1. Obviously, he's going to use his last special shot against Harbrick. So, 1d8 plus versus plus 8 versus AC. Oh, critical hit. Sheesh, 11 damage on Harbrick. Nothing else we can do. Everything else has been used. 11 damage. This is really going to hurt. He is bloodied down to 8. Man, these monsters have been getting the criticals. Last session, it was Andor and Harbrick. Now it's payback, I guess. 1d6, that last special pot, what is it? It is a fire, ongoing fire again. But I need to check for Harbrick to see if he's saved against that one. It doesn't really matter because he's going to be having it again. So I'll just roll it. Just what the heck. He saved, but then it's back. Rolled the 4. He used the fire pot. He's on fire again. Oh, this is not good. Slinger number 2. He still does have a move action. He's out of his pot, so I think he would probably want to stay where he's at unless he moves and jumps down or something to try to get away. But I think we'll just leave him right there because he's at a good spot to where he can, he can see the whole room. Number 2 is going to go against Andor with his sling, hopefully to mobilize it. With his special slot. So plus 8. Come on, low roll. Yes! That's a miss. He is just off in La La Land. With that miss, I will just leave him there. It's a good spot. All right. Andor has a +2 versus KS2. Nothing really else I could have those slingers do. They're kind of just there taking up space. What do we want to do? I mean, Andor could charge him and push him off, but I think he really, really wants to do as much damage as he possibly can. Hopefully get a critical hit. There's no other way for him to get combat advantage besides using his repulsion armor. No, what was it? His duelist dagger. It's a minor daily. You have combat advantage against the next creature you attack with this weapon, but he's not going to use that yet. So I guess he could do a death strike to where he could move 2 squares and didn't do the attack, but then he would have a still his move action after that. Or do I want to just have him do a Sly Flourish? It goes for the heavy damage. Yeah, let's just have him move forward. He'll go ahead and move forward. He's going to take that +2. I'll take that off there now. And he's going to add it to his Sly Flourish attack. So it's going to be +12 versus AC. This is going to be very hard to miss. And let's see what happens unless he rolls a 1. Still rolled a 4. Wow. So that is 16 versus AC of 13. That is a hit. Nothing critical, nothing sneak. Nothing really out of the ordinary, so it's going to just be a standard 1d4 plus 8. Come on, max damage. Not even close. 10 damage onto Slinger number 2. Is that enough to kill him? And it is. 10 damage will do enough. Send Slinger number 2, the first one, the casualty of this encounter, to the graveyard. And he's out. Andor still has a minor. He's not going to use up his repulsion yet or anything like that. He'll go ahead and stay where he's at and start focusing on the next target. Perrin is up. I think Perrin, what we'll do is we'll kind of group into this room here. Now that the bowler's rolling the other way, because he can get a shot here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he's going to actually do a Lance of Faith. Well, actually, Harbreck needs some healing big time. So we'll have him do. That was his move action. His minor action, he's going to use his second healing word upon Harbreck. So Harbreck. Target can spend a healing shred and regains all the extra hit points again, which is going to be Harbreck's heal is 9 for his surge, plus the 1d6 plus 3. So 13 plus 1d6. Ooh, good, not bad, not bad. 18 healed. He's no longer bloodied, but he does use another healing surge. All right, not bad. That helps. Perrin is out of his healing words at this point. This one's been pretty tough, just the way everything's been set up. So we're just kind of having to roll with it the way it rolls. So it is what it is. We'll move on from there. Perrin used his minor. He used his move. He still has a standard. This is what I love. His Sacred Flame, he can make a ranged 5 attack, and one ally you can see chooses either to make a saving throw or gain 3 temporary hit points. I mean, he could do that to give Andor a saving throw. I mean, Harbreck a saving throw at this time to save him against that ongoing 2 fire damage, or he could go for the damage for the Lance of Faith to try to give him a +2. But he would gain 3 temporary hit points too. Let's have decisions. Grasping Shards, area burst 1 within 10. Nope, we won't want to do that yet. It is an encounter power. I think we should save that against the other one. I don't know. Let's try the Sacred Flame. I mean, let's give him the 5 extra hit points. He's going to go up on there, and he's going to need to, start getting over there to get into melee with these dragon shields, because they are not fun. Hopefully, at that point, we can soften him up. So he's going to Sacred Flame, the Slinger number 1. So let's do a +5 versus his reflex. Ooh, that's going to be a hit. Yes, 22 hits. So 1d6 plus 4. Nice, almost max damage. 9 damage on number 1. He hasn't been hit yet. Ugh. Can't believe that. Now he's taking 9 damage. Did I put it on the right one? Oh, we know he's down to 15 now. Yep. And with the Sacred Flame, one ally you can see chooses either to make a saving throw or gain 3 temporary. He's going to make the saving throw. All right, Harbrek, saving throw. He doesn't have anything. Saving throws against poison, but that's about it. This is fire damage, so let's roll the 1d20. Fingers crossed. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ongoing is out and off. Nice job, Perrin. Nice job. That's the way to help the team. Saving throw, so he doesn't get this because it's an or, gains 3 temporary hit points. All good. Nice Sacred Flame. Nice. That worked well. Mira's turn. You know what? She's got movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get her up there, and I'm going to have her shoot back at that Spire Drake. She's just going to do a magic missile to do 9 damage on it. Ooh, he's almost dead. Oh, is there something she could do to actually try to get more? I mean, she could Scorching Burst it again and potentially get a critical roll for fire damage to take it out, because it's got 11 hit points left. But I think we soften it up. I think with the... I don't think there's any counter. She's got Burning Hands, but that's a close blast. 5. Yeah, I think we hit it with a magic missile. I'll have her magic missile it. Spire Drake will take 9 damage. It is down to 2 hit points. I mean, throwing a dagger could take care of that thing pretty quickly from Andor or something. Nice. Mira, minor actions. Nope, she's not a minor girl. Moving on to the boulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rolls around. It's kind of just rolling around this whole room. Spire Drake. He's hurting. You know, he probably wants to be safe. And, I mean, he's got some clearance to go over top of the boulder. He needs to do that flyby attack again, though. So he can only see... I mean, he can see Perrin. He doesn't want to go into that room. Or that little chamber there. So I think his only choice is the Andor. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. And then he'll do his attack. He'll do his +6 versus AC. That's a miss. 7, 8. He was over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So take him back over there. Flying up in the air. Well, hovering, I guess you call it. Alright. That's all he can do. Dragon Shield number 2. You know, does he want to get out there? I think he knows they're all huddled in there. I think it's time that he gets out. We'll have to say to the Worm Priest says, go! So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, you know, I guess he could double move. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We'll get him up on there. He no longer has his ready to action. We're going to take that off now because he's now taken action. I think they all came off anyway. Yep, because it was the end of his next turn. This one still does have his ready to action, but we'll take it off because they're coming down. They're getting ready to fight. So he moves up in there. He's now in melee with Perrin. So he comes around the corner. Ooh, look what we got here. And the Worm Priest is next. The only person he can see is Andor at this point. So I'm going to have him move up to here. And then he's going to Energy Orbit Andor. +6 versus Reflex. 6. Ooh, that's 12. Andor's reflex is 18. That is a miss. Minor actions, he could shift 1 square. We'll have him shift back, blah, blah, blah. That's all he can do. Kind of get in the way there. All right. Harbreck's next. All right. I think Harbreck, you know what? He's finally going to get a chance to do some melee here. So we'll have him shift 1 forward, and we're going to have him do his can he mark it before? He can't. He has to mark him on his attack. Every time you attack an enemy, whether the attack hits or misses, you can choose to mark it. Okay, yeah. So he's gonna move forward, and let's have him do do we just have him do a reaping strike? I don't think he needs to knock him prone at this moment. Nobody adjacent because that slinger's way up there. So he's just going to reap him. He's going to do a reaping strike. +9 versus AC. But 14? That is 14. That's a 23. That's a hit. Reaping strike, 2d6 +6. Okay. Nice. 12 damage. Not too bad. I don't think the Dragon Shield has anything else on there. Each enemy shifts. Enemy adjacent to the Kobold shifts, and an enemy moves a square adjacent to the Kobold. Oh. Okay. So it's immediate reaction. An enemy adjacent to the Kobold shifts, or an enemy moves to a square adjacent to the Kobold. Ah. Okay, wait a second here. Okay, so we got to retcon this a little bit. We'll keep the rolls just in case they can apply. Well, okay, so Harbreck is going to move to there. I mean, he used the shift, but the enemy did move into an adjacent square, so the Kobold can shift 1. So let's say he shifts back 1. But then Harbreck still has a move action. Well, a shift kind of takes up your move action, so maybe we have him move there, and then he can still continue his moving there. Then get his attack off. Kind of pushes him back a little bit. Nothing really else happens there. But he does use his immediate reaction. It's an at-will, but it's an action from an enemy moves to a square adjacent to the Kobold. He gets to move, shift 1 square. Huh. All good. Harbreck still gets his attack on there. 12 damage on number 2. He's down to 12. Ooh, Dragon Shield number 2 is bloodied from the hit. Okay, Harbreck has still a minor. He's already used his second, so nothing else he can really do. But he is going to mark. So I'm going to add here. Marked by Harbreck till the source's next turn is not beneficial. And let's put it on here. There we go. MH, marked by Harbreck. Nice. Nice. Let's leave it at that. So if he does anything strange, Harbreck's going to take him down. All right, that's Harbreck's turn. Kobold Dragon Shield number 1. I think he's going to want to get it in there too, because noticing those guys are there. Question is, does he want to go the boulder way, around the long way, or I think he's going to go the short way. So he's got a movement of 5. So he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He is going to try to get up in there with those guys too. We'll see what happens. Slinger number 1. He's taking some pretty good damage on here. He's out of his special shot too. So he can see Perrin, he can see Mira, and he can see Andor. Let's go ahead and roll a 1d6. 1-2 is Mira, 3-4 is Perrin, 5-6 is Andor. 5-6. He's going after Andor with just a slingshot. So it's d8. Well, sorry, +8 versus AC. That is the 19, and Andor is at 18. That's a hit. Andor is going to take 1d6 plus 5. Come on, roll low. Max damage. 11 damage on Andor. That's going to bloody him. Jeez. We've been up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. And that's a Slinger's turn. You know, I think it's at the point now where he probably needs to try to get out of there. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he's going to stay right there. Just to kind of give himself a little bit of space. But it's Andor's turn. He didn't like that at all. He does have his second chance to where when you use your halfling second chance, did he use that? No, he didn't. It's immediate interrupt. You were hit by an attack. The attacker must re-roll. Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? Let's retcon here a little bit. Back up. Back up. I know there was a way I could... Oh, right here. It says, back up. Back up. Andor has second chance. You were hit by an attack. So he got hit by this attack of 19. The attacker must re-roll the attack and use the second attack roll, even if it's lower. The attacker takes a -2 penalty to the new attack roll. So now it's going to be +6. Let's see what happens. And that is going to be a miss. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put 11 hit back on Andor. And then he'll move over here. Forgot about that. Andor's going to use his second chance power. He uses it. So he is no longer, he's not bloodied or anything. And now we can move on to Andor's turn, which obviously he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is going to try to kill this guy, hopefully. Let's see. Let's go ahead and roll up. I mean, he could position strike him, and you could slide the target 3 spaces to kind of get him in there for flanking. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's do a positioning strike. 10 versus Will. Oh my goodness. He can only miss by rolling a 1. Don't roll a 1. That's a critical hit. Nice. Okay. Positioning strike. Andor comes up big. Critical hit is going to do the 1d8 if you have combat. So he doesn't have combat advantage. He is going to do the 8 plus 5. So that is 13. And then he gets a plus d6. 1d6. So 1d6 plus 13 damage. No, not very good. 15 damage on number 1, and that is just enough to kill him. Slinger 1 is out of there. All right. Second casualty of the encounter. Well, I just want to say, and then he position strikes him, so what he's going to do is he was going to slide him down to here in that place there, so that he slid him down to there, and his little body just died right there. Nice shot, Andor. Let's see what else has Andor got here. Nothing on the slingers. Nothing really going on. Got bloodieds. We are marked by Harbrick. All right. This has been a pretty tough encounter so far. We're still rolling with it, but holy mackerel. Thank goodness for that critical hit. That did well. Make sure I did that right. Yep, a 13. You can slide the target 3 squares. Sneak attack damage. It didn't have combat advantage. But the critical did give it the 1d6. And Dueler's critical 1d8 if you have combat advantage. He did not have combat advantage, so he didn't get the d8s instead of the d6s. Because that's from what was it? Dueler's critical on the daggers. You have combat advantage against your next. Yeah, so no, all good. He has a minor left. He's not going to really use anything else out there, so. Andor's still there at the top, kind of hanging out as a target. Perrin is up next. I think he needs to move forward 1, which then will cause the Dragon Shield's ability, immediate reaction. And I got to look this up now. There is immediate reactions. Look this up. An immediate reaction lets the creature act in response to a trigger. Once per round, a creature can take only 1 immediate action per round, either an immediate interrupt or an immediate reaction. Therefore, if a creature can take an immediate action, it can... Okay, so it's not going to be able to do it this time. I was hoping it could, because then Harbrick would get a opportunity attack against it. So, it can only take it once per round. We are in round 4... with round 5 coming up here since everybody was at the bottom. So this immediate action that he just took, it won't happen again. So Perrin, with that, will have to do, maybe he can do a healer strike or something to give some healing. Mirror's the only one that hasn't been hit by anything at this point. They still got that Drake flying around and everything too. He can't do a ranged attack from there or he'll provoke. So what should we do? I guess I could have him go up to be another target or something, but he is at 17. He's 2 away from bloodied. Needs to get up there to be doing some other stuff too. So maybe let me retcon here a little bit. Let me go back. He's here. Let's find out what else we can do here. I mean, because he could have healing strike, but I mean, Harbrick is at 26 of 37. He's okay. Andor's at 21 of 30. He's still okay. And Andor and them need to get down there to get moving around this thing, and then get some combat advantage going on this. So maybe we have Perrin move up and take out the Spire Drake with a Lance of Faith. No, because then I guess he could Sacred Flame it. Yeah, but no one needs a saving throw, but he could give some temporary hit points. So, Healer Strike. No, we don't want to use that yet. Grasping Shards, Area Burst 1 within 10. Each creature in the burst. 3 3 radiant and this target is slowed until the end of your next turn. Well, but he'll kill it. You can do the 3 radiant damage would kill it. Let's just go ahead and do a Lance of Faith. Sacred Flame to give somebody temporary hit points. So we'll have him go 1, 2, 3. You can now see the Drake boulders rolling by. He is going to do Sacred Flame. So +5 versus Reflex. 14, so that's a 19. And that's going to hit it. All right. Sacred Flame. Oh, it's going to kill it. 1d6 +4. We'll go ahead and roll it anyway. It's going to kill it. And so that will be 8 damage on the Spire Drake. And it's going bye-bye. Spire Drake is out. He's out. He's 9,000s. He's out of there. Joins his buddies in the graveyard. Nice job, Perrin. He still does have a minor. Nobody needs a saving throw, but he needs to finish up this first. So 3 temporary hit points. Let's give it to, I think, Andor, because he is the lowest. So let's add 3 temp. How did I do that? Oh, I gave him 8. Oh. Let's do... Nope. 5 damage on Andor. Should give him... Oh, I messed up. Now I gotta go 2. To give him... How many? Oh, where are you? Perrin. Back to Perrin. 3. Okay, so he's got that. He's got the 3 now. Okay, he's all good. We're all good. I guess I should have added the number there, and I could have added the temps in that way. So he's got the +3 on there. So, and that +3, it just stays until they use it. So, all right, Perrin. Up there on the top. Next one is Mira. Yeah. So she needs to focus on this orb guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna get up over here on the top. The Worm Priest, oh, she could take him out in 2 shots. Okay, magic missile coming his way. Is there any way she could maximize that? Because her magic missile, 6 force damage, +1 enchantment bonus, and a +2 item bonus. So that gives it its 9. She auto hits on it. It's a daily. If it targets 2 creatures, nope, nothing's going to happen that way. Here I go. Effort, auto hit. So, oh, let's go ahead and do 9. She'll just do her 9 on him. 9 damage. Boom. He's going to get a chance to do it, but he's bloodied. He's got 9 left. That's all he's got. No minors for Mira. Rolling boulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Guess what? We're going to have a boulder. There's another thing I kind of liked about it. Okay. Traps going against their own people that set them. All right. So the boulder is going to, as soon as the encounter, okay, the boulder rolls over everything in its path. Target attacks any character in the space it enters. So +7 versus reflex against number 2. Ooh, is that a 1? That's a 2. That's a 9. That is going to be a miss. So it's not going to take the damage. If the boulder ends its turn in a space with a character, it makes a second attack. The character then moves to an open adjacent space. So, and keep in mind, the character then moves. So let's do another attack again. And that is going to be an 18 against it, and that just barely hits. Now we'll do our 2d6 and knock it prone. 9 damage Oh, he's hurting. He is hurting. Number 2 is hurting. And this is going to get even better. So, then, if the boulder ends its turn into space with the character, he's knocked prone, so we got to make him prone here now, too. He's marked and he's prone. Keep in mind, he's prone. He's prone. And this is going to be special. So let's go ahead and add some text. /P for prone. And then the boulder, if the boulder ends its turn in space with the character or anything, it makes a second attack. It did that. The character then moves to an open adjacent space. Well, the open adjacent space will be there. Well, guess what? Down to Harbrick. Opportunity action. Whenever, or I guess it's an immediate interrupt. Whenever an enemy marked by you shifts or makes an attack that doesn't provoke. Okay, he didn't shift. Whenever an enemy adjacent to you provokes an opportunity attack by leaving a square or using a ranged power. He left a square from the boulder that moved him. You get a +2 bonus to the attack roll of opportunity. You can only take one opportunity action during another combatant's turn, but you can take any number. So he's going to make a melee basic with a +2 bonus to the attack roll. So he does have a combat superiority, a +2 bonus to attack rolls on opportunity attacks. So that's going to give him a +4. So +2 from combat superiority. Oh, that's the same one. Yeah, +2. So it's going to be a +11 versus AC. That's going to be a hit. It's going to be 2d6 +2. On a critical against a marked target. Darn it. Nothing really else you can do. Combat superiority gives him the +2. Nothing else is bolstering damage. So let's just go ahead and roll the standard 2d6 +2. Ooh, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage on number 2 is enough to kill it. Yes. We'll go ahead and take all his stuff off. He is no longer, well, he's now prone on the ground. Number 2 is prone. I'll remove it though. And he was no longer marked by Harbrick, and he joins his buddies in the graveyard. Good job, Boulder. Nice way to do the stuff for us here. All right. The Cobalt Worm Priest number 2 is like, he's got to get out of there. So I would figure at this point he would go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into his spot right here, and then he would ready an action. Ready an attack. I'll go ahead and put that on there. His dirty tactics. This is beneficial to the end of the target's next, no, the source's next turn, which is him and him. Okay, he's got a ready to action. All right, and nothing really else can do. He just needs to get away out of that boulder. All right, Harbrick. You know, he now needs to get out there and get into melee with that thing. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is going to get out of the path of the boulder and move down there. And he's got his sights set on the dragon shield number 1. He did double move, nothing minor. Wait, didn't I just do that guy? Oh, I messed up. I messed up. Okay, so he was back over here. I gotta retcon all this. But I'll keep it the way we go here, because it would be his turn up. The Worm Priest's turn was up there. So, he's got 3 options. I think he's going after Mira, because he did not like getting shot by her. And then I think he needs to get out of sight somehow, as much as he can. So, he is going to do an energy orb at Mira, +6 versus reflex. Oh, that's going to hit. That's going to hit Mira with a 23. 2d6 +4. Oh, big damage. 12 damage on Mira. Oh my goodness. Does that bloody her? No, not yet. She's 2 away. 2 away from being bloody. Ouch, Mira. Ouch, ouch. And then the Worm Priest is going to move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come down here to kind of get out of line of sight of all that. With that being said, then Harbreck will take his turn to get down there. Then we go to the Dragon Shield, who's the commands are going to come out from the Worm Priest. Hey, we got our dwarf down here. In Draconic, by the way. And he's going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I guess he could do a minor action to shift to get into melee there. And then he'll do his Dirty Tactics attack against Harbreck. +5 versus reflex. And that is 14 versus Harbreck's reflex, which is just barely enough to hit him. 2d6 +7 damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, this could hurt. Ooh, 15 damage on Harbreck. That's going to bloody him. That is definitely going to bloody him. Oh, down to 11. And on top of that, Harbreck, and the target is immobilized until the end of the Kobold's next turn. Oh, goodness. All right, so we got to add here. Immobilized until the end of the Source's next turn. Oof. That's not good. But he is there with him. So, he did use his minor and everything. Now on to Andor. You know what I think I'm going to have Andor do? I am going to have Andor jump down from the top of this this area here. So let's see what it takes, what the rulings are for jumping down. Because it's going to be a part of a move action. I can see if there is any sort of stuff here. I gotta make sure I do this right. Because it's going to be a skill too. I would think it would be athletics to jump down. It's kind of like a climb. Looking. Let's look at athletics. Because it's not like a long jump. It's just a jump down. Because he could go just jump down to try to get into position with them. Let me look up fall. Let me look up falling. See what falling says. Some kind of terrain presents a unique danger. When a creature falls at least 10 feet, it is likely to take damage. Most often, a creature falls because of force movement. A creature takes 1d10 damage for each 10 feet it falls. So it's only 10 feet to a maximum of to a maximum of 50d50, 50d10. Creature falls, opponent lands unless it somehow takes damage. So, how does prevent falling damage? Reducing falling damage. If a creature has trained in acrobatics, it can make a check to reduce the damage of a fall. How do you reduce the damage of the fall? So do we just use kind of like a standard second level DC 13 or a DC 10? Let's go look. Reduce damage. You know what I'm going to do? It takes 10 to climb it. And he's trained in athletics, so I'm going to do the 10 here. I'm just going to say a DC 10. Well, he's got a 7, so let's make it a 13. I'll just make it a 13. It would be a normal DC. DC 13 to prevent the 10 falling damage. When what he's going to do, he's going to jump off here, go here, and then go move into there. So let's see if he takes the 10 damage or if he doesn't. So DC 13 versus with 7 on here. I don't think he has anything else he can do with that, but let's try it. Oh, rolled right off that 20. That's still a 28. So he's going to get it. He's going to get into combat advantage against this guy, and then he's going to sly flourish. Because he already used his positioning strike. I forgot to take that one off. He killed the other one with a critical hit. Let's go ahead and do... Yeah, so he's going to use his move action to get down there, and mixed in with that athletics to fall down or jump down, basically. It's kind of like a long jump, but jumping down. And then he did his athletics check to prevent the damage. Now I'll just do a sly flourish. With combat advantage, he gets plus 12 versus AC. Oh, that's a lot. 19 still. Is that enough? That's definitely enough. It's not a critical, but he does have his combat advantage against it. So what he's going to get... he gets his sneak attack damage, so it's a 1d8 plus 8 plus a 2d8 on there too. So, sorry, 1d4 plus 8 plus 2d8 on there for his backstabber. His backstabber. He increased it with his backstabber feat to d8s. With anything to do with the critical, so we didn't get it up there, but still. Let's see what happens. Not too bad. 19 damage on number 1. Oh, is that? Nope, not enough to kill it. But it's definitely going to be enough to bloody him. And now he's in position there with combat advantage against it. Down to 5 hit points. Not a bad turn there, Andor. You have a combat advantage. Next creature you attack. He doesn't need to use that. He doesn't need to shift up to his speed. Not yet. Moving on. Mr. Perrin. I would figure he would know that this Worm Priest is pretty much done on Mira's turn. He know that 9 magic missile is coming out, so he is going to go ahead and move here. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to give a Lance of Faith to give Harbrick, who will be next, a +2 to his attack. So let's see if this works. +5 versus reflex. That is a miss. Wasted. We moved, we minored, nothing else we can do. I mean, he has knack for success. Choose one of the following, can make a saving throw or +2, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I guess he could knack for success to give Harbrick that +2 now as the minor. Well, let's do it. It's not a channel divinity, so yeah, let's do it. Use it, and we'll give Harbrick +2 attack. Put that on here because he's immobilized right now. I guess he can't move anywhere, but he's got a +2 to attack roll. Source was Perrin, and it should be to the end of the target's next turn, and it is beneficial. Not bad. Okay, good job, Perrin. Let's see how that goes from there. Mira obviously is going to move down here. She's going to Magic Missile, 9 damage onto the Worm Priest and take him out. Boom. Worm Priest into the graveyard. Nice job, Mira. Some minor action, nothing else she needs to do. Rolling Boulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Harbrick's turn. Mr. Immobilized until the Dragon Shield's next turn. So he's got a +2 attack to his next one, because Perrin, with that knack for success, just the target gains a +2 bonus to his or her next attack roll made before the end of his or her next turn. Next turn is now. You know what? Maybe we need to do a spinning strike. No, can you position him anywhere? I'd like to knock him into that boulder. Let's see. Not a cleave. Reaping strike. Nothing. He's not marked yet. We can knock him prone. No, we'll just go ahead and do a nice little reaping strike. Nothing too special. He'll reap at him at will. +9 versus AC. Actually make that +11 versus AC because he does have actually he's got combat advantage and a +2 to attack rolls. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 against AC. Okay, that's definitely a hit. And Reaping Strike 2d6 +6. Okay, 11 damage onto him, which will be enough to take him out. And with that, he goes to the graveyard, and we are out of combat. But this ball is still rolling. So, that there, Harbrick's bloodied. Andor's still got his +3 and everything. Mira actually took a hit. Amazing. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and we'll just put the ball, keeps rolling around the whole map here. I'm just going to go ahead and put it back up where it started. Because we're pretty much out of combat here now, but now what we need to do is we need to figure out how we're going to do some healing. So, with that, we'll go ahead and remove from combat. Yes. Let's end the encounter. All the effects and everything. Let's remove all the monsters. Okay. Now we need to do some healing. So this temporary hit points are going to go off. So I'm going to do 3 damage onto him to get his temp off. Yep, there we go. Now we can see how we can do some healing. Let's reset all the powers. I know there's a way you can do that too. Is it just down here? I can recharge it. Doesn't really matter. Oh well. Let's do one time. Recharge. 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 Okay. So what we need to do, who are our most hurts? Harbeck is our most hurt at the moment. So we're going to give him a healing surge from Perrin. So he's going to get 9 from his surge, and then Perrin's healing word, we're kind of doing this out of combat, is going to do a 1d6 plus 3. So 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 1d6. So 1d6 plus 12 for the first surge. Not very good. 14 onto Harbeck. That's going to bring him up to there. He's going to take a surge down from there. Ooh. And then, you know, I think Mira can just use her own 6. She'll use one of her surges for 6. Not with any bolstering. Gets her up to 21. Brings her down to there. And then she could do another 6 to bring herself up to max. And bring her down to 5. Perrin is at 17. He's the worst. So Andor can do his 7 healing with a surge. And he's down to 3. But he's only 2 hit points off there. And then Perrin is going to need to use his 2nd healing word upon himself to do 7 plus... where'd it go? 7 plus 10, 11. So 11 plus 1d6. 1d6 plus 11. Come on, big roll. That's good. That's good. 16 on to Perrin from 1 surge. That brings him up to full. And he's down to 6. Okay, so the group back up to where they were. You know, coming down, getting stuff healed, getting ready to go into the next chamber that's coming down here. Had a really tough time with these kobolds here at the moment. But so, ending the encounter, Andor is at 28 of 30 hit points with 3 of 7 surges left. Harbeck is half. He's got 6 of 12. Actually, I forgot to put his healing back on there. He should be at full. So he should be at 37 of 37 with his 6 of 12. And then Mira is at her full hit points of 27 of 27, 5 of 7 surges. And Perrin is at 6. He's at full hit points, 31 of 31. It's 6 of 9. So that's where we're ending the encounter here. The one last thing I did want to mention was that the Worm Priest had a +1 Staff of War Mage, and we're going to be giving that to Mrs. Mira because that's kind of little handy. Let me look it up here real quick. Did I put that one down? I didn't. Let me just look it up in there. Staff of the War Mage. It has a power on it, which the dragon didn't get to use because no one got into melee with him. He could have used his dragon breath to increase it. So basically it's got a free action daily. It says use this power when using a power that has a blast or a burst effect. Increase the size of the blast or burst by 1. That would come in very, very handy with Mira, especially for her Scorching Burst. She could now do an area burst 2 within 10 on the one attack. Increase the size of the blast. It's just a free action for 1 attack roll, so she could do pretty well with that thing there. So, or also with her Burning Hands would be another one. She could increase it to a blast 5, each creature in the blast that way too. So something pretty good, not too bad. She could have her Missile Mastery Staff and her War Mage Staff. So see how that all kind of rolls out as we go through. But yeah, good things coming forward. More magic she can find at the moment. So anyway, with that, we will end encounter number 4 of the Big Boss. This is from Kobold Hall in the Dungeon Master's Guide. It's a little short dungeon delve adventure, and our heroes had a little bit of tough time with it, but they came through. They were able to overcome. Took a lot of damage, but we got one more encounter still left. Let's see what's left for it. Till next time, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.